Welcome to this extra long These Are the Actors You're Looking For, where I chat Star Wars, Killing Eve, and more with Broom Boy himself, Temirlan Blaev.
It's a trap. We got a casting call when I was 6 years old. And I went there, I got through most of the rounds, but unfortunately I didn't get the part. And they stored me in their database, and then they called me back a few years later.
So you went for a part that wasn't The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
But then this same casting company actually called you back for the audition that ended up being The Last Jedi. Is that right?
They called me back saying, you were very good the last time. Would you like to try again for a different film? And they didn't tell us what film it was. They just gave me a script to learn. I had to do it. It was very emotional. It was E.T. when the boy first meets the alien, and I had to get really scared. And I got the part. And then a few months later, they told us it was Star Wars, which I absolutely couldn't believe.
Oh, wow. So did you think maybe this is an E.T. remake that I'm auditioning for then?
Well, possibly.
But it ended up being Star Wars, which, in my biased opinion, is even better than an E.T. remake.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it is.
So, presumably, you were a Star Wars fan before you got the role in Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. Huge fan. Since 4 years old, I had all the T-shirts, all the figurines, all the hoodies, so much merchandise. I was just in love with the films. I'd watched every single one. My favourite episode was episode 2, The Attack of the Clones, because there was a big fight and everything, and it was very interesting. And I would say my favourite character is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
How long after going for the audition, doing that emotional E.T. scene, as you mentioned, how long was it after doing that before you got the phone call?
2 months, I think.
2 months?
Yeah, it was just a casual afternoon, and we get a phone call. My mum's like, who's this? And then they say it's the casting company, and you got the part for Star Wars. And I just went crazy. I was running around the house screaming, I'm in Star Wars! Oh, it was excellent.
I bet. I suppose as well, 2 months is a long time, but I guess in a way, it was almost probably better for you not to have known it was Star Wars, because if you'd known you'd auditioned for Star Wars and then you're hanging on for 2 months, I imagine that would have been pretty awful.
Yeah, I think I'd be very nervous and be like, what if I don't get the part? What if I don't get the part? But I really like that they didn't tell us the movie, because if I did, I would have been very nervous.
You were credited as Stable Boy in the film, but the character soon earned the nickname Broom Boy. But the official name is actually, we've learned since the film came out, is Temirlan Blaev, which is kind of similar to your real name. Yeah. When did you find out that the character had an actual name that wasn't Stable Boy or Broom Boy?
Oh yeah, so many names. We bought the Star Wars Episode 8 visual dictionary, and we scrolled through the pages. It was very cool. And then we saw me and saw Temirlan Blaev. We were like, wait a second, that's very similar to my name, Temirlan Blaev. And we thought, wait a second, have they just taken my name and made it into Star Wars? I was so happy, because to know that part of my name was in Star Wars and used as a character name, that was very good, and I really loved it.
Yeah, it's really cool, especially for you. But on the other hand, it's kind of lazy from Lucasfilm, really.
I don't mind.
So nobody from Disney called you up and said, by the way, you've got a name now. You just stumbled across it yourself.
Yeah.
Did you like the nickname Broom Boy?
Well, yeah, I guess, because I've got the broom, obviously. I'm a boy, Broom Boy. I guess I quite like it.
Had you worked much with brooms before?
No, not at all. When I got there and they told me I had to use a broom, I was like, oh no, how do I use a broom? Because I'd never done it before. I was just standing there like trying to figure out how to sweep the floor, and but then finally I figured it out and everything was fine.
Yeah, and now you're an expert. So is your mum using that to her advantage? Getting you to help around the house?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. Did you get to keep the broom?
No, sadly not. I would really want to, but they didn't let me.
That's so disappointing. I would actually, if it was me, I'm probably too easily pleased, I would say, I don't want money, just give me broom.
Just give me the broom.
Give me the broom. That's the only currency I accept. Obviously, there is a lot of secrecy around the films, not just with auditioning for the films, but even for the actors when they've got the part. You know, there's still some of them aren't even sent full scripts. Some of them I hear aren't even given their scripts until the day they come in to shoot. How much did you know about your scene going into it?
About my scenes, I completely didn't know. As soon as I walked in, they gave me a script of only my parts. As you said, they didn't give me the whole script, just in case I would spread it or something. But they just gave me my parts. I learned my parts, and then on the day, throughout 4 days, we did all of my scenes.
And did you have any idea it was going to be the closing scene?
No, not at all. Because the way they put it in, I think it's really sneaky, because you can't suspect that it will be the last scene ending the film, which I also couldn't believe, and I was very happy about that as well.
Yeah, because Star Wars closing scenes are always iconic. And with The Last Jedi, you did think it had ended. Like you said, it was sneaky how they snuck you in there, because they had the scene, didn't they, on the Millennium Falcon with the remaining crew for the Resistance gathered together, and you think that's it, because that would be your classic Star Wars ending. But then
I came along.
Yeah, stole the show. What was Rian Johnson like to work with?
Rian Johnson, he was very nice. He gave me a lot of encouragement on set. He was very supportive. He told me what to do, where to go, what I'm doing wrong, what I could do better, how could I improve. And I think he was just very kind, very kind.
I guess as well, like we said before, it was almost better not knowing that you'd auditioned for Star Wars. It was maybe, you tell me, maybe also better not knowing that you were performing in the final scene, because that might have added some more pressure on you.
Yeah, that would have been a lot of pressure to know that I was going to end the movie. I think I would fail so many times. I'd be very nervous.
Obviously, it happened, and there was a lot of talk about that scene and about your character and what it meant, and obviously the nickname came as well. Were you surprised by the reaction?
I don't really think so, because the boy was Force sensitive. He had the Force when he pulls the broom towards him, and then he's given the Jedi ring by Rose as well. I think it was unexpected, but everyone's reaction, it just said, "Oh, who is this boy? What could this mean? Is he the next Jedi? Who is he?" And I think that brought a lot of talk up to who my character really was. What
did you know about your character? Because presumably Rian Johnson would have sort of given you a little bit of background, obviously, to give you the kind of the mindset for your performance. What did you know about the character?
Yeah, well, I think after I read the script, I kind of understood that he was Force sensitive, and he could mean something in the future, because as it said, he pulls the broom towards him using the Force. And I thought to myself, that could mean something about my character.
So were you hoping that he might have been back in episode 8, or did you know it would be a one-off?
Episode 9.
Sorry, 9, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you're here, Temi. You're keeping me in check.
I wasn't sure, because it could have been, yes, he would have continued my story, how Ray would have trained me or helped me in some way. But then at the same time, am I really that important? Because yes, he has the Force, yes, he's got the ring, but really, am I someone big, or am I really just a boy, a lucky boy in a galaxy far, far away?
More of a symbolic thing.
Yeah.
So nobody said we might see you again for episode 9.
Well, a lot of people were asking me, and I said, well, we'll have to wait and see if I get called back. But I guess I kind of understand why it happened.
Because obviously Star Wars hasn't really ended, and it's going off in, different time frames and storylines, and some existing characters, new characters. I suppose there is hope that he could come back in one form or another in something else, in another Star Wars story.
Yeah, there could be a chance. There could be a chance of it to actually continue the story of the character. I think it could happen.
You seem pretty casual about it. You'd be up for it, though, presumably.
Yeah, I would be up for it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll see what I can do, which is probably nothing. What was your favourite moment on set?
Well, I've had a lot of memories, but I think 2 of them really stood out for me. The first one was when I just walked into the stable and I just saw the huge farliers being built. And when I walked in on it, I thought, this is big. This is a big set. And I was happy to meet everyone, to work with everyone. And then the second moment was when I was feeling a bit down and nervous. And then out of nowhere, John comes along and he encourages me. He really helps me. And he boosts my confidence. And he says, you can do it. You can do it. Like, be confident in yourself. Believe in yourself. And I think that boosted me a lot. And it gave me a lot of confidence in myself, and I went out there and did it.
You had the John Boyega pep talk.
Yeah. We just went for a walk around set, and he just talked to me, and it was really nice of him to do.
So you're 12 now, and you filmed it. You were 7.
Yeah.
You know, you're at school. You've got friends at school. Like, how difficult was it to keep that a secret from your mates?
It was really hard. The fact that I knew I was in Star Wars, but the fact I wasn't allowed to say it. And for 2 years, I just kept it. And one time it slipped slightly, but I got my way out of it. And then when I actually told them I'm in Star Wars, go see the movie, and they said, no, we don't believe you. No one believed me until they actually went and saw it. And after, I just got tons of messages saying, oh my God, you actually are in Star Wars. Oh my days, we don't believe you. And I was just really happy to hear that from my friends.
Yeah, so basically you lied to your friends for 2 years.
Yeah.
Shocking. Do they now call you Broom Boy?
Some of them still do, yes.
That's just your playground nickname now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Killing Eve. I saw you in Killing Eve, and I'm kind of playing catch up with Killing Eve, and I had to jump forward storyline wise because I wanted to see your episode before chatting to you. But I don't think it spoiled too much of what happened before. But anyway, that's for me to find out. But I really enjoyed it, and it felt almost like a standalone episode as well, with her going back to, you know, her family in Russia. And for you, it was a really nice, chunky, you know, role, and it also looked a lot of fun to shoot as well.
Yeah, it was really fun. We shot in Romania and in London, so in total it was 2 weeks, one in Romania and one in London. When we were in Romania, it was really fun because we had to go all the way up into the mountains, into an abandoned village where barely anyone lived. And we set up set, they picked a house, and that was like my family house. And in Romania, we shot all the scenes that were seen from outside of the house, so when I was running to the barn and all the outside scenes. And then when we went in London, we filmed in West London Studios, and that was everything inside the house. So my bedroom, where I sang the song, and all of that stuff. Yeah,
and you actually, you do speak Russian, don't you? Because am I right in saying your parents are originally from Russia?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had that bit down already. You didn't have to learn the language.
Yeah, I think that really helped me a lot because I was born in Russia. I can read, speak, write very fluently. And I think that really helped me in getting the part because I go to Russian school on Saturdays as well, just for me to remember the language. And I think for some parts it was the accent and the language. I think I got some of the accent from my parents because they speak with a bit of an accent, Russian accent. And then the other part was just the language, and I had it all in the bag.
Yeah, man. And what about Elton John? What, like in real life, are you an Elton John fan?
Well, I've heard some of his songs. I quite like his music. But when he commented on the episode, I was also really happy to hear and see that Elton John had watched my episode where I was acting, and he had such a good opinion about it. And it was just really happy to know how he himself felt about the whole Elton John type of episode.
Yeah, he was a fan. And I think Elton John, don't know him personally, but I get the impression he's someone who's pretty honest with his opinions. So I feel like he would have said if he wasn't happy, or just wouldn't have said anything at all, probably more likely. But yeah, he definitely gave it the seal of the Elton John approval, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Sorry, the Sir Elton of John approval, I should say. Sticking with the acting as well, that there have been child actors whose lives have been maybe further down the line affected by their careers, and obviously acting is a super tough profession for anyone at any age, getting into it and sticking with it as well. Is that something that you keep in mind and that you talk to your parents about as well?
Well, yeah, acting is really hard, especially if you're only still quite small. And my parents, they monitor most of my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter accounts. And when I myself are online, I'm also really careful. And I think if you're a child, you need to stay especially careful, because if someone puts a comment about your character in the movie and not about you, and you don't know that, you might feel a bit sad. But actually, when they're talking about the character in the movie, about what they could have changed about the character and not the actual person, for example, me and Broom Boy, then that means I'm just fine with that.
And I suppose, yeah, I never thought about that. There is another layer to your generation of actors, because, you know, acting, you know, for some child actors like Macaulay Culkin, there was Jake Lloyd who was in The Phantom Menace. Their experiences did sort of damage them in a way, but they didn't have so much of the online presence growing up, and obviously we've seen the effect that the internet can have on people, whether they're actors or not. So yeah, I never thought about that really. So from a young age, you've learned to sort of filter out the not nice stuff, let's say, online.
Yeah, just filter out the negativity. Just think about yourself. Think about if you did do some bits you could have done better. I think you need to think about that. And if they are criticizing the character and not you as a person, I think it's okay, really.
What would be your dream role in a movie?
Ooh.
Or a TV series?
I think I would really, 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 really want to be in like a superhero-based movie, to just see how all these special effects, how they make, for example, Superman fly or Ant-Man shrink and grow different sizes. And I think it would just be really interesting to see what objects they would use, for example, to propel you up into the air, and all these visual effects to make you shrink, to make you grow. I think that would be really interesting to watch what they actually do on the set.
That'd be pretty cool. I mean, you've already used the Force, because you actually did use the Force. There was no special effects involved in that. Please tell me.
No, there wasn't, but I can let you in on a little secret.
Go on then.
When we were filming, there was someone sitting behind the wall, and they just knocked the broom forward, and I had to catch it without looking. And that took quite a bit of tries, but I got it in the end, and I was really happy about it.
That's just destroyed everything. All my dreams and hopes, and that's so unglamorous and so disappointing. Temi, thank you very much for talking to me.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.